What's going on?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, guys. Sorry for the absence. I've been away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
And we're here to give you some reasons as to why, just our opinion, well, my opinion at least, it's Sony's best exclusive so far on the PS4.
I definitely have to agree with that.
Yes. There's some gameplay running in the background. That's me fighting some killer crocodiles and in a nice jungle setting. This game looks amazing.
It does. It's probably one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And usually everyone who knows me knows I'm not like a graphics freak, right? I prefer gameplay and content over that. And the graphics just pull you right into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, you get so enthralled with it all. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, I thought that Metal Gear Solid 5 was the best looking game so far on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that I think without a doubt, hands down, that this is the best looking game out this console cycle on either of the next gen platforms, the real next gen platforms.
Yeah, this game is just, oh man, like I've spent tons of time looking at the different way that the grass moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to think that it was like how old programming was, where like simulated wind and it would just move to move. So,
right.
It's something living. Blah, 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 blah. Like no, if the grass moves, look down. There might be something around your feet.
Little rodents.
Yeah, raccoons, rabbits,
foxes.
Yeah. it's just amazing. The little particle effects, like if you're in a snowy area and you hit a tree, snow is gonna fall off of that tree.
Yeah.
And that is amazing.
It's bananas.
The different effects that they have for like the water. Like, we've seen amazing water. We've been amazed by water since PlayStation 2 and Xbox original.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This water has amazing effects and physics to it, to where I killed a boar in the water. I had to wait till the boar hit like a rock or something so that I could stop and search it and get what I needed.
Yeah, the stream actually carries whatever dies in it, because I've seen it do it with like the watchers, like the little stupid robots. Like you'll kill them and they'll fall into the stream. Like they'll roll down a hill, fall into the stream, and then the water will carry them away downstream.
Yeah, and it'll carry you too, like the current of it. If you just stay still in the water, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The rain is probably the most gorgeous rain I've ever seen in a game.
Yes, the rain effect is awesome.
What else can I say?
Well, the lighting effects, the way that the light casts off of the different materials in the game, like the metal, or even off the hair, and you can see at night. I'm not sure if I have a night shot in here with the moon, but you look at a certain angle, you can see the moonlight coming through the trees. Like actually, the thumbnail picture that we have up for the YouTube video for this video is a black and white photo that I took in game using the photo editor, which is by far the best photo editor I've used on one of Sony's first party title games, because Infamous Second Son had one, Uncharted had one, a bunch of games had it, but this one is so easy to use, straightforward, it's not complicated, everything's there for you in tabs. And I find myself I have tons of pictures that I need to post to Instagram. I find myself taking just pictures, just stopping in a beautiful environment and just let me snap a shot here. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a gorgeous game. But the beauty of the game, I think, is overshadowed by the gameplay.
Yes.
Technically, this game is sound. It plays, it feels just great. There's weight to your character, the way she moves, which, by the way, I think I'm in love with Aloy. but the way that she moves, the feel of her movements,
Yeah.
and the feel of the weapons. I've never been so satisfied shooting a bow and arrow in a game before.
I have. I mean, I have to hand it to Blizzard with Hanzo. Like, Hanzo made me fall in love with the bow, and this game just solidifies that to the point where I actually really want to learn archery.
There's a difference, though. There's a fine difference between
there's
Hanzo.
a fine difference. Yeah.
Because Hanzo's bow and arrow feel is more of a... It's more of a substitution for a handgun in a world where technology is rampant, right? In this world, technically it's a primitive world. Bow and arrow is what you know,
Yeah.
right? And that's not to say you can't use some big guns, because you can. But the multitude of uses that you have for that bow and arrow. First of all, there's like 5 different arrow types that you can use in the game. You can see, I think right now I'm using like the fire arrow, because that's what these crocodile machine things are weak to.
Yeah.
Because they shoot ice, which makes sense because the crocodiles, they're found near bodies of water. So there's these little tanks on which is another thing that they implemented in the gameplay. You're fighting these giant mechanized animals, right? Each have weak points that you can scan using your focus. Right? Your focus is like your little Bluetooth headset thing you got.
Yeah.
And once you focus in and you target a particular beast, it highlights their weak points. And each weak point is weak to different
materials or impacts. Or there's
right.
always something.
So, for instance, here, I'm scanning this guy right now. You can scan him, right? And it'll show like, all right, boom, up in the upper right-hand corner, you see it's highlighted now. Fire is the weakness of that particular section. You hit it with a fire arrow in the right spot after you get the casing off, it'll explode. Once it explodes, the crocodile actually, he gets set on fire and he starts writhing around, which is your chance to like light him up with arrows.
Yeah.
And then you can choose to use the same fire arrow. You can switch really quick on the fly to your impact arrows or something like that.
And like the other thing too about fighting is that whatever mechs that you find, every one of them feels like a boss.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Like even the Watchers, if you get enough of them, it feels like a boss fight.
Yeah. Like we've been at this now for about 8 minutes, right? The entire 8 minutes I've been fighting these damn crocodile things. It feels like and these are just random enemies you find in the wild, which lends to that feeling of being in this prehistoric era, right? Which is what they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
And
but not even just that. It's like the whole aspect of why we like Souls games, right? You are not the baddest thing walking.
This is true.
Right? You're there to be hunted. You are prey. You're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had instances where I've fought things that I've beaten multiple times, but I had gotten outnumbered by so many of them, and it was just like, well, what do I do? Yeah. I died, but not before taking out a majority of them, which to me amazed me, and it showed me, all right, well, this is where your skill level is. What could you have done differently? Right.
And what's awesome about hunting too is I remember initially when I saw this game revealed at E3, I think it was like 2 years ago. Or was it a year ago? It was a year ago.
Yeah.
When they came out on stage and they first showed that fight with the Thunderjaw, it made me feel like, okay, this game is going to be more of an action adventure type game.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
When you actually start playing the game, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played it yet, but once you start playing the game, the way it starts, it's pretty clear that this is a role-playing action RPG, right? You're playing this character and your choices, the things that you decide to do, because there's a choice wheel.
Yeah.
When you're talking to characters, so you can talk to them, and it's not direct. It doesn't directly affect anything per se,
but it makes you feel in the character,
right? And you know, the whole scavenging thing again is an aspect of the game that I didn't realize just how deep it was.
Dude, alright, when it comes to like games like Skyrim and Morrowind and all those older RPGs where you pretty much take every piece of loot that you can have because you're gonna sell it or whatever the case may be. After a while I stopped doing all that stuff, right? It wasn't that big of a deal. Like I would only pick out certain key items. I wouldn't take everything. In this game, I take everything I can get my hands on because I don't know what I can use it for now or what I can use it for later.
Yeah, and not to mention, you don't know when you're going to need, like, for instance, right now, I'm just kind of foraging around
for like
the area.
Wood and like different medicines and stuff
right.
like that.
You need that wood in order to make your arrows, which I did just a while ago, on the fly. So you're not reliant on merchants or anything like that. You can go to merchants and buy ammo.
Yeah, you can.
But once you're out in the wild like this, you have to rely on your own instincts and your own inventory.
And this is a huge map. So think like Witcher, Skyrim levels of like just travel.
It's extremely detailed, and there's all different types of fauna growing, and some of it's for medicine, some of it you have to use mixed with other parts
to make traps
or to make special types of ammo,
or even to craft your bags. Like you can extend your inventory while you're traveling,
right? Which is awesome.
Yeah, like you're not limited to anything. Like it feels like, again, you're more rooted into this character and into this world because everything that you need you essentially have.
Right.
You just have to find or create.
And going back really quick to the graphics thing, it's raining right now, and you can see the fog. You can see how the grass is moving with the wind in the game, and the volume isn't up high on the game in the background right now, but it's so immersive once you're playing the game and you're sitting there on your TV or monitor and you're just in your zone. Play this game with headphones, first of all. It sounds amazing. It sounds
great. Like the only thing that I wish they would have done audio-wise would have been when it rains and it's that heavy rain, I wish that your footsteps aren't so heard.
They're not.
Are you sure?
Someone alluded to that. I don't remember what part of the game it was. It was earlier on. I'm still like in the infancy of the game.
Well, so
okay.
But I just remember it was raining really heavy in this one scenario, and that's when I ran into a ton of enemies. The rain actually masks your footsteps a bit. Okay. Yes. Because I remember I think I was out with, it's a story mission, and I was with another character, and it started raining because it's a random weather kind of thing that's going on in the game. It started raining, and we were sneaking into this camp, and he was like, good, the rain will mask our footsteps. And yeah, it did.
All right. You know, like, so yeah, it is. I guess it just depends on the surface that you're walking on too.
Maybe that's what it was.
This right here, I don't remember the name of this enemy. I think it's called a long leg or something like that. But these things are fun to fight because they have this big pack on their chest that you can hit. Yeah. And once you knock that off, they start like doing this weird thing where they jump and they start kicking their legs at you. But yeah, man, just the hunting mechanic of this game. It's a very interesting take on stealth. Yeah. Because you have this high grass, right, with like that red fur on the top of it.
And that's where you hide in.
You hide in there, and then you can scout out the area. You can see the enemy movements. You can track their movements.
Set up
traps and all that stuff. And then you engage, and it's like, all right, you know, you're in the game, and you don't realize that everything you're doing here is based off of this this stealth mechanic. Right? That, again, when we first saw the game, we didn't realize exactly how deep
it was. Like
the rabbit hole goes.
There was none of that. Like the story didn't even seem like it was going to be as deep as it is, and it keeps unfolding the more and more you play, and that's what I love about this game. It's like every minute that you're playing with it, you're just unraveling the world more and more. Like we thought we saw a lot. We saw barely anything really about this game when they were first talking about it, even up until when it came out. There's a lot that they kept secret, and I love that about it. Like even the amount of mechs that were in there, I thought it was just gonna be like a lot of dinosaur-looking creatures. No, there's a huge variety.
Yeah, you got your horse type, you got which are striders, you got your longhorns. Deer. Yeah, you got your deer-looking animals, the crocs that you saw me fighting.
Saber-tooths.
Then there is the Thunderjaw. Look, I don't have any captured footage of him yet. I fought him once, and I died. He's a walking T-Rex with a ridiculous amount of armament. Like, he has machine guns on his face. He has 2 disc launchers on his hind legs. He has like he can shoot these pods out that like shoot these lasers at you. It's ridiculous. And I'm fighting him, and I didn't even get mad when I died. I was just like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that was sick, you know? So yeah, it's, another thing you can do, this right here, you can override certain creatures, right? So like this Longhorn, I just overrode him and hopped on his back, and now I'm using him as a form of transport. And you can do that with the Striders as well, which are like the horse type animals. Yeah, you just got knocked off. And the cool thing about that is there's always going to be some form of transport around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I find myself
not using it. I don't use
not as much as I think I should, because the game, it's a huge map.
No, it is, and I get it. Like, I get it. Like, if you compare it to like Skyrim, and I constantly keep going back to that, or even The Witcher, both of those games, you're using mounts.
Right.
Right. Especially Skyrim, no one had patience. In fact, most people skipped that altogether and just was fast traveling.
Right.
Right. This game, you're not going to want to do that, because there's so much to see, so much to run into, so many side quests that you just randomly happen upon. I've happened upon dead mech carcasses where I've gotten some great loot. I didn't kill them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They fight each other. You know, like it's.
Yeah, the ecosystem in this game is crazy.
Amazing.
The way it's set up. Like you come across sometimes. I came across bandits fighting like 2 or 3 striders. Like, striders are pretty much peaceful animals unless you get too close.
Yeah, think of them like horses.
And whatever happened, and these bandits were just started getting it in with the striders, and I'm like, look at this. I mean, I killed all of them at the end of it, but yeah, the ecosystem, it's almost it's a living, breathing world without you being there.